Bit of a mistake last week, forgot to show Portland and Charlotte games, so I'll be showing those games first of the second week. We have the Miami Riptides and the Portland Snowhawks to begin with. Alvin Harper catches the pass from his former quarterback, Troy Aikman, as he makes it into Riptide territory. This would lead to an Eddie Murray field goal, scores 3-0. Jim Everett would stand back in the pocket and deliver it over to Tim Lester. Tim Lester would make it into Snowhawks territory, but Jim, not Chris Everett, make a mistake throwing an end zone interception to Eugene Robinson. Next drive for the Snowhawks, Aikman rolls out of the pocket, throws it over the middle to his favorite receiver, Ernest Givins, and then gives it again in the end zone after rolling out to Ernest Givins. All the Givins he could get, bringing that one back. Troy Aikman play action fake, rolls out and throws the ball over the middle to his receiver, his favorite one, Ernest Givins. All the Givins he could get, making it into Riptide territory. Aikman would stand back, deliver it over the right side to Eric Pegram for the touchdown. That's Aikman's second touchdown of the game. On the next drive, Mark Logan would take the handoff to the outside, making it to around the 32-yard line, and then he'd take the same play, going in and out of defenders. Whoop! Making it into Riptide territory, making it to around the 40-yard line. And Troy Aikman would throw the post over the middle to Ernest Givins. All the Givins he could get. Troy Aikman, celebrate with your bad self with those 3 touchdowns. And then the bus. Jerome Bettis would get the ball over the left side, and it's a fumble! Recovered by Al Smith. And this would lead to a 38-20 win by the Snowhawks over the Riptide. And now to the Charlotte Wildcats and Phoenix Scorpions, the other game that was missed. Warren Moon, the Hall of Famer, stands in the pocket. He throws it over the right side, a diving Mark Boyer. Mark Boyer makes it into the red zone, and this would lead to a field goal make by Norm Johnson. It's 3-0. Next drive. Harold Green takes the handoff and he bobs and weaves through defenders, making it into Scorpion territory, and Warren Moon sits back there. He throws it down the right side and it's caught by Rob Moore for the touchdown. 10-0 game. Warren Moon, he stands back again, throws it over the middle to Bob Moore, but it's a fumble. Ball's recovered by Martin May. Phew! Steve Bono, he gets sacked by Sean Gilbert, and this would lead to a field goal make by Morton Anderson. Steve Bono in the pocket, he runs out and I got you, Mark Jackson, into Wildcats territory, and then he says, I got you, Tim Brown for the touchdown. The game is all tied up. Warren Moon would hang back in the pocket, deliver to Bad Moon Rising, diving into the end zone. Wildcats take a 7-point lead. And Steve Bono, I got you, Tim Brown. But Tim Brown gets injured, and he would be replaced by Mark Lewis. Next drive for Steve Bono gives it over the middle to Kerry Cash, and Marion Butts gets the touchdown, but the extra point is blocked. It's no good. Charlotte has a 1-point lead. Harold Green, he bobs and weaves around defenders, taking it down the left side to around the 30-yard line, and Warren Moon would roll out of the pocket. He would deliver it to Mark Boyer, and Mark Boyer slowly goes down the right side for the touchdown. Charlotte takes an 8-point lead. With Tim Brown out, you know who's got Steve Bono? Mark Lewis. And then Bono rolls out of the pocket, giving it to Kerry Cash, and Kerry Cash gets it into the end zone for the touchdown. A punt here for Brian Hansen gets muffed, and he picks it up, but he gets tackled. That's a turnover on downs. An unfortunate play for the Wildcats. This would lead to a Mark Lewis catch in the end zone from Steve Bono. Last-ditch effort for the Wildcats. Warren Moon is intercepted by Martin May. Phew! The Scorpions are 2-0. The Wildcats are 1-1.
Quarterback Dave Craig and the Boston Eagles play host to the Louisville Lightning here in Week 2. And for Dave Craig, he's up against maybe the greatest quarterback of the 90s, that being Steve Young, the Hall of Famer out of Brigham Young. So you would think that no matter who they play, they've got a good chance to win. Sean Collins reels in his second touchdown of the season. Final play of the first quarter for Dave Craig's Boston Eagles, and MERVYN Fernandez gets hurt. So he'll have to be replaced, that wide receiver. And the former Super Bowl champion, Robert Brooks, who has yet to make a catch this season, will take his place here in Week 2. This pass here to begin the second quarter for tight end Steve Jordan leads to the touchdown for Ernest Biner, and Dave Craig's Boston Eagles are back in the football game. Fumble recovered by the Eagles and Stanley Richard, and Craig and the offense certainly didn't take very long in the second quarter. Randall Hill reels in his first touchdown pass of the season, and they're up 14-7 as Boston. Louisville's Steve Young continues what has been a pretty frustrating performance in the ball game. This wasn't entirely his fault. The Collins fumble recovered by Haddix, and Craig would come right back firing in the second quarter. He finds his tailback, that being Johnny Bailey, who had a terrific receiving day, and he slips through just about everybody en route to the Bailey touchdown run. 21-7 Eagles here into the second half. And Craig would come out in that third quarter with another long shot down the field for the leaping Randall Hill. This was an exhibition for Dave Craig as he thoroughly outplays the quarterback on the other side. Our final score, courtesy of a performance of over 300 yards out of the passing game. It's 37-10 Eagles.
Today we have the Indianapolis Guardians going against the Philadelphia Spirit, where Joe Montana gives the ball to Barry Foster, gets caught in traffic, but slips right through across midfield as he's running past the 40, gets stopped on the 32-yard line. Soon after, Joe Montana backs away, fires it to Ethan Horton, falls to the ground, gets right back up, and runs right in for the touchdown. Philadelphia takes the lead. Soon after, Brett Favre looking to answer back, but he fires it. It was intercepted by Worley as he run back across midfield, gets stopped soon after. Joe Montana backs away, soon away, passes it wide open. Michael Hayes for the touchdown, 14-0. Soon after, Joe Montana once again backs away for another deep pass to Michael Hayes as he's running past the 30, misses a tackle, past the 20, gets stopped by the 4-yard line. But unfortunately, the Guardians defense have stepped up and forced the field goal, 17-0. Brett Favre soon after passes it to Bavardo, misses a tackle, stopped on the 35-yard line. Soon after, once again, Brett Favre through the line, gives it to Rob Moore for the touchdown. Joe Montana with his drive passes it to Carrier past the 20, stopped on the 12-yard line. Soon after, Barry Foster scores the touchdown, extended the lead. Brett Favre then gives the ball to Rob Moore, gets caught in traffic but slips right through cross midfield as he gets stopped on the Philadelphia's 42-yard line. But Philadelphia's defense ended up forcing a field goal with Nick Lowery scores another 3 points. Soon after, Brett Favre tries to keep the game alive but gives it to Rob Moore, gets stopped right there but forces a fumble by the Philadelphia Spirit as it's recovered by Walford. The game comes to an end where Philadelphia ends up getting a first win of the season, 34-17 over the Indianapolis Guardians.
The Chicago Chiefs would host the New York Empire in this game. Jim McMahon would start it off. He'd throw it over the middle to Alonzo Highsmith, and Highsmith makes it into New York territory. Harry Sidney would take the handoff down the right side and he'd whoop around defenders, but he would get injured and he would get replaced by Vaughn Hebron at running back. So the Chiefs are down 2 running backs, and this would lead to a Jason Stravovsky field goal. It's 3-0 after the drive stalled. Gary Brown would get the handoff up the middle, and it would be a fumble recovered by Manny Hendricks, and this would lead to a field goal by Jason Stravovsky after the drive stalled. Chiefs get the ball back, but Jim McMahon would make a mistake throwing an interception to Thomas Everett, making it into Chiefs territory, and then Scott Norwood would miss this field goal, ironically wide right. After the Chiefs get the ball back, Alonzo Highsmith would make it down the right side. He'd whoop around defenders, and this would lead to yet another Jason Stravovsky field goal. It's a 9-0. Goose eggs on the board for New York. Steve DeBerg needs to get more points on the board as he throws the ball to the check down, tricky Ricky Irvins, and then Steve DeBerg would hang in the pocket. He would throw it to the flats to Gary Brown, and Gary Brown would get the touchdown. New York is on the board. They're down by 2. Steve DeBerg throws the bomb down the left side as Mike Sherrard jumps and catches the ball, and New York is leading currently 14-9. 4th down for Jim McMahon. He's got a last-ditch effort. He goes back and he throws the ball over the middle, but it gets blocked. Turnover on downs. New York takes over. And what does New York do with this? Steve DeBerg scans the field. He throws it down. Jumping catch again by Mike Sherrard, and Mike Sherrard would go all the way. He could not be caught as the New York Empire win 29-9. Empire is 2-0. Chiefs are 0-2. Cincinnati Rampage play the Milwaukee Warriors. Both won week 1, but here we go. We start out with Dan Marino going back, running out of the pocket, and throwing over the middle of the field to Bill Brooks as he runs down the field into Rampage territory. It worked the first time, so let's do it again to Bill Brooks as he goes into the end zone for the touchdown, missing tackles. Next drive, the Warriors are in Rampage territory. The former MVP will deal it to his favorite receiver, Bill Brooks, as he makes it into the red zone. Broderick Thomas would sack Dan Marino, and so would Rufus Porter. This would force a Warriors field goal, which was no good by Jeff JAEGER. One drive later, Marino would make a mistake throwing a huge interception over the middle to the Rampage's Richard Johnson, and he would make it into Warriors territory. Later on, Mark Rypien would rip it over the middle to his tight end, Derek Walker, for the touchdown. It's a 7-7 game. Marino's mad. He needs to get it out and take the lead as he throws it over the middle to Rick Fenney into Rampage territory. And after, Bill Brooks makes the Rampage look foolish as he gets the ball into the red zone. And then Dan Marino would throw it to his former receiver, Mark Clayton, for the touchdown. Mark Rypien's turn to try to get some points as he throws an interception to Albert Lewis. And then Jeff JAEGER would make the field goal. It's 17-7 Warriors. Mark Rypien stands back there and rips it deep to the former sprinting star, fast Willie Gault, as he would go all the way for the touchdown. It's a 3-point game, Warriors. But not so fast as Dan Marino. He's going to stand back there and deliver it to Bill Brooks over the middle. And then once the Warriors get deep into Rampage territory, he would step into the pocket and deliver a cannon to a wide open Bill Brooks for his second touchdown of the game. Warriors have a 10-point lead. But wait, says Mark Rypien, never die, as he steps up and throws it over the middle. He rips it deep to Jessie Hester, and Jessie Hester goes all the way for the touchdown. 3-point ball game. But then Dan Marino decides that he would deal the ball to Reggie Brooks on the wheel route, and zings past Rampage defenders into Rampage territory. Jeff JAEGER kicks the field goal. The Warriors would lead by 6. Marino and Brooks would continue their onslaught of the Rampage, and Brooks would bum it in for the touchdown for the Warriors. And they would beat the Rampage 34-21, and the Warriors would be 2-0, and the Rampage would be 1-1 after this Week 2 contest. The Baltimore Bulls face off against the Washington Generals in this Week 2 contest. Eric Kramer, he stands in the pocket and he throws it deep to Mark Ingram, and Mark Ingram jumps and he gets the touchdown. Score is 7-0 in favor of the Bulls. Drew Bledsoe, he gets a chance to throw it deep. He throws it intended for Mark Duper, but it's intercepted by Tom Carter, and the Bulls take control again. Inside handoff for Leonard Russell gets the touchdown, and then Irving Fryer gets it on the next drive, but it's a fumble. He coughs it up, recovered by the Generals. Drew Bledsoe, he throws it over the middle to Mel Gray, and nobody would catch Mel Gray today. It is 14-7. Eric Kramer, he needs to get the Bulls back on the board, but he throws an interception to Terrell Buckley, and this would lead to a Mike COFER made field goal after the drive stalls. It's a 4-point game. Drew Bledsoe gets the ball back and he throws an interception of his own to Audrey McMillan, and Eric Kramer would end the drive throwing a touchdown to Irving Fryer in the end zone. This would lead to a 21-10 game for the Bulls. Drew Bledsoe, he would throw it deep to Mark Duper, and Mark Duper whoops around defenders, making it into Bulls territory. Derek Fenner would catch the Drew Bledsoe check down for the touchdown, and it would be a 4-point ball game. Eric Kramer, he throws it deep to his favorite target, Irving Fryer, who lays out for the pass, and he gets into the red zone. This would lead to a made field goal by Bulls kicker Jason Hansen. Drew Bledsoe needs to get back in this game, but he throws an interception to Ron Rivera, and Jim Kramer would end the drive by throwing a touchdown pass to Marv Cook. Last-ditch effort for Drew Bledsoe. He gives it to Mel Gray, and Mel Gray gets tackled on 4th down. Baltimore eventually scores another touchdown, and Jim Kramer and Baltimore both get their first wins in the history of the BTFL.